Whenever you rent or buy a video, you need to be sure that the film you choose is suitable for the audience at home. To help you, there are certificates given to films which tell you broadly what the film is like. This film has been classified 18, which means it's for adults only. It's an offence for your shop to supply an 18 video to anyone under that age, so don't ask them to break the law. An 18 film will certainly have an adult theme and might well contain strong scenes of sex or violence, which could be quite graphic. It may also contain some very explicit language, which will frequently mean sexual swear words. The video certificates are there to give you the chance to make an informed choice. They allow you to have peace of mind and be entertained. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the film.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. You know what today is? Today is question time. So finally here we are going to do the questions and answers, and then what I would do is at the end of the video I will put the wheel of names on there for the giveaway. So I've had quite a few questions. The majority of them are pretty much from Wayne Deacon, so thanks a lot, mate. Appreciate the questions, but there are some really awesome questions in here. I have had a quick look just to sort of try and get some additional information prior to doing this Q&A. So we will crack on. So the first question that I've got, I will be looking at my computer here as I've written them all down, and it'll make things a lot easier for me, so I know which ones I've answered, which ones I haven't, and who they were. So okay, so the first one is from Sharon's Pops and Plants, so one of my US subscribers. So thank you for your question, Sharon. So she sent her question is, where do you like to go for a pop hunt? So for when I do go out, which is very rarely at the moment, obviously because of COVID, I would be looking at places like B&M, Smith's, which is for you guys in America, it's a bit like Toys R Us, so a big huge toy store. Places like Asda, Tesco, places like that. So that's where I would go if I'm sort of looking for pops out and about in the wild. So thank you for your question, Sharon. Next question, Wayne Deacon. So the first of many for him. So PJ's all birthday suit. Neither really. I tend to I do wear pajamas from time to time. I've got a really awesome wicked onesie, which I do wear in the winter months, which keeps me nice and warm. So that's it. I don't want to scare too many people about thinking of me in my birthday suit. So yeah, that is a little bit scary. So we'll swiftly move on. So I've got 5 questions here from Lee the Pop-Tart. So his statement at the start of this was, I'm going to go down a non-Funko route based on the pictures I often see behind you. So number 1, favourite guest ever met at a con. That's quite a difficult one because I've met quite a few really awesome celebrities. There are a couple that stand out more than others. Danny Glover, he was absolutely hilarious. For those who haven't seen what I wear when I go for my photo shoots, I wear this really awesome t-shirt that says I'm fat, let's party. And we were all standing up in a line waiting to have our photos taken, and he sees me in my t-shirt and he just starts laughing, and he couldn't stop laughing. And the photographers were getting a little bit annoyed because obviously him laughing was holding up the queue, and obviously they've got other people that they need to have in for various photo shoots and stuff like that. That always sticks in my mind. Lovely man. Spent a lot of time, just having a quick chat with you. It is very much like a production line where in, take your photo, on, off again. So they do sort of, I always try and at least shake their hands to say thank you after that. So that's that for this, for that question. Worst guest you've ever met at a con? I've been really lucky, and I've not really had any guests that I would say were really bad. I've had a couple of photo shoots with a couple of people who were a little bit wooden, and sort of didn't get any sort of vibe from them. The first one was the wrestler Gail Kim, and the other one was Emma Lahana. So both of them were really wooden with the way they were, and didn't really want to interact with you. I wouldn't say that that it wasn't a massively bad experience. It was just the fact is that I found that they were just a bit wooden. Dream guest that you'd like to meet? So for me, I have 3, and there is 2 that I wish I had met, which now sadly I will never be able to meet because they've sadly passed away. So the 2 that I would have loved to have met was Meatloaf. I was due to meet him back in 2019. I was due to meet him. I'd had my photo ops booked and ready to have stuff autographed. I was due to have about 15 photo shoots that day, so it was a really hectic day. I got all the way to the station with my sister, and then I collapsed at the station, and then was rushed to hospital, where I spent the next 5 days having various tests done on my heart, to the now point where I have a pacemaker now. So that was really gutting, especially when obviously earlier this year, a few weeks ago now, obviously he sadly passed away. And ironically, I just finished reading his autobiography as well. So that's the first one that I'd wish that I'd obviously had would have meeten. That's not even a word. Met, and obviously now sadly won't. The other one is Stan Lee. I couldn't get a ticket quick enough to get to see Stan Lee, and I was absolutely gutted. Again, that was another one. Obviously, I'll never get the opportunity to meet him now. So they're the 2 that I would, dream guests. For living, yes, everybody would like to say I'd like to meet Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Evans and all that from the Avengers and that. For me, mine would be, I have a real soft spot for Natalie Dormer. So I would love to meet her. She's, obviously to fill my Game of Thrones collection. Obviously, I have a lot of Game of Thrones photos already. And she is one of those that sort of is right up there. Another one that I would love to meet, obviously, would be Scarlett Johansson. Again, that's the likelihood of that happening is going to be very slim. But there are people, obviously, that I would like to meet. Simon Pegg, I would love to meet him. Nick Frost, I was due to meet him at Comic-Con before COVID hit, and then obviously that ruined Comic-Con, and it never happened. So that's another one. But anyone from Game of Thrones that I haven't already meet. I nearly said it again, meeting. I haven't already met. Would be awesome. So they're sort of dream guests for me. Would love to meet Mel Gibson just to complete the whole Lethal Weapon thing as well. But again, that's probably something that's not likely to happen. So, what's the most you'd ever pay for a guest photo at a con? It depends who it is, I suppose. I know that. MCM last year, Tom Hiddleston was there. and it was over £200 for a photo shoot, and it's like literally a matter of seconds. Yes, you've got that photo to remind you of forever, but it's not, you have to draw the line somewhere, especially if you've got family and things like that. Obviously they come first. I'm quite lucky to the point where it's just me and Mrs. Wayno and Elvis and Turbo, and that will lead on to another question later on. But I think, the Stanley was just under £100. I would have easily have paid that. I would have paid more for that. Stanley is an icon, so I think it is really how long is a piece of string, really, and what my finances are at that point. So does it upset you that you have your name tarnished by sharing it with Deacon? No. Wayne Deacon is a really good friend of mine. Yes, we joke about we are brothers from other mothers and things like that, but everybody, as you well know, in the pop community, all those who know Wayne, he's one of the nicest, kindest and most generous people that I know. So I have no qualms with sharing the same name as Mr. Deacon. Cheers, Lee. Great questions there. Thank you very much for them. So the next one is from Big Maccabee Pop Ginger. So if they made a feature movie, likely animated, with Funko Pops, which 5 would you like to see included, and who would you have voicing them? I have thought long and hard about this question, and I think I would love to see some sort of animated show with the 4 guys from Kiss, with all of them voicing their own characters, and the crazy adventures that they get up to. I think that would just be absolutely awesome. The problem is a lot of the pops that are made are of characters that are already played by somebody, or whether they're voiced by other people. So you could have like an Avengers one and then have them all voiced by the original actors. So it's not, I don't think it's going to be something that would be quite new, but that Kiss idea I thought would be really great, and something a little bit fun, especially for people who are into their music and stuff like that. So cheers, Macca. Next question is from Freedom Sufferer Cards. So Beatles or Rolling Stones? Yeah, it's an easy question, really. It'd have to be the Beatles, especially obviously being from the UK, as the Rolling Stones are as well. But I think the Beatles and the Rolling Stones are completely different. So I like the Beatles. I'm a huge Beatles fan. I also like the Rolling Stones. So I don't think it's a battle as such. It's not like the whole Blur Oasis thing. For my American viewers, just type that in Google and you'll see all about Britpop and all that back in the 90s. So I think if it was a toss-up of the two, I'd say the Beatles, but I like them both. Number 2, who would make a better campaign for president had they been alive? Randy Savage or the Ultimate Warrior? Ooh, see, nearly did a Randy Savage impression there. I think back in their heydays. I mean, I'm not a huge wrestling fan. I was back in the heyday when it was the Ultimate Warrior and Earthquake and all of that. Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake, all that. I remember all of that and very fondly. But I'm gonna say Ultimate Warrior. Number 3, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of the Netherlands? Lots of different things. I have actually got some friends that are Dutch, and they are really, really nice people. I met them on holiday when I was in Mexico a few years ago, and I've stayed in contact with them ever since. Absolutely lovely people. Obviously, moving on from that, football, Dennis Bergkamp, Mark Overmars, being an Arsenal fan, obviously they're the next thing that comes to mind. Robin van Persie, obviously him as well. So thank you very much for those questions. So next one is not suitable for mum. So let's have a look. Your favourite band or singer? Easy. Frank Sinatra. Every time. You can't beat a bit of swing. Closely followed by Bobby Darin. Those two would have to be my favourite. Favourite singers. Bands. The Beatles. You know, so I think that would be what they would be. Favourite album or song? Oh, that's a tough one. I've always enjoyed The Joshua Tree by U2. You know, Abbey Road by the Beatles. Sgt. Pepper's. So songs that sort of stick into my head would be, I don't know, Mac the Knife. Obviously, as you know, that's the name of my knife that I open my boxes with. So that's probably my favourite song of all time. My Way, can't beat that, can you? A little bit of Frank. Me and My Shadow, which obviously Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr., another great song. Best show gig you've ever been to? Okay. I've been to a few gigs in my younger days. I remember going to see Monsters of Rock at Donington back in, I think it was 87, 88. That was just mind-blowing. I was only sort of 15 at the time, hence try and work out how old I am now. But I've seen a few modern acts as such. I used to work at a school back in the day, and I managed to get an invite to go to Radio 1 show. I've had very face-to-face contact with Will Young because of that. I've seen him. I've seen the Pussycat Dolls, Charlotte Church when she had a bit of a pop career, Hard-Fi. I've seen Five. I've seen E17. Who else have I seen? Slade. So some of them I've seen at Butlins. I love going away for my adult weekends at Butlins as well. And they always have some great music on there. So music act you wish would disappear off the face of the planet? Yeah. I'm not into this manufactured pop stuff. I think Justin Bieber gets right on my tits. He would be the first one that I would send to room 101 if I had the opportunity. But yeah, I'm not really into these sort of like X Factor winners and all that sort of crap that just are manufactured pop bands, and you know, it's just not my cup of tea. And just for giggles, Jimmy Barnes singing sounds like. Jimmy, I've always got lovely things to say about your singing. I keep saying to you about us doing a duet together on Schmool. But fair play to you, man. You know, you give it a go. It might not be the greatest singing of all times, but you know, you have done some stuff that's not been bad. So yeah, Jimmy, thumbs up for me. I enjoy watching your videos when you're singing and that. Right, okay, so cheers, Jason. So the next question is from Stormcore Collectibles, so from Alistair. If you could pick one iconic artist to be made into a pop, who would it be and why? Now, I was a little bit confused about the question. So iconic artist, so is that music or is that like painting and stuff like that? So I thought I'd give you one of each just to obviously answer that question. So artist wise, as in art, it'd have to be somebody like Van Gogh, something like that. So we'll say Van Gogh. And then music wise, Frank Sinatra has to be, doesn't it? Really? Okay. If there is an album from your childhood you would love to see as one of your new larger vinyl cover pops range they recently released. I mean, one of the great albums that I remember sort of growing up would have been things like Appetite for Destruction, which they've done with Guns N' Roses. The very first album that I ever got was Adam and the Ants, Prince Charming. So for nostalgia reasons, I would say that, and then have Adam Ant and the rest of the band together to form that. So that would be really cool. So thanks, Alistair. Next one, Jimmy Barnes. Oops, your favourite character and episode so far, if you haven't completed it yet, of the US Office. Right, okay, sorry guys, for you that don't like The Office, I'm sorry, but I have to stand with Lee and Jimmy with this. I think the Office is hilarious. It's so much better than the UK version, and the characters are just hilarious. So, my favourite character, I'm going to have to say Meredith. I think she's hilarious with her man-eating drunken ways, and then closely followed by Kevin, because I can relate to Kevin being a larger gentleman. So I can definitely relate to them too. Well, not to Meredith. I'm not a man-eater and I'm not a drunk, but I can certainly relate to Kevin. And the favourite episode, it's got to be when Jim and Pam got married. And they're all doing that weird dancing down the aisle, and Kevin's got the tissue boxes on his feet as shoes. It's just brilliant and hilarious, and it was such a lovely thing to round off that story arc. Sorry for the spoilers, but yeah, that's got to be my favourite episode. I haven't finished watching them all yet, but yeah, that is definitely got to be one of my favourites at the moment. Right, okay, so Prince Vegeta, do you like Marvel or DC? I like them both. I am more of a Marvel collector than I am DC. Most of my Marvel pops are there behind me on the wall. I do have a few DC lying around, but they're more specific characters. Obviously, you'd have seen recently, obviously, some Batman pulls and some Wonder Woman. So I do like both. Favourite superhero? Everybody's going to say, Hulk, Superman, Batman, whatever. I am more of for me, my favourite superhero is Black Panther, because of the whole thing that it just relates to. So I like Black Panther. Blade, Wesley Snipes' Blade was fantastic. So they probably are two of my favourites. Who is your favourite WWE superstar? As I say, I'm not really a wrestling fan, but if I was, as I say, going back to the old days and stuff like that, I would probably say I don't know. I love the Bushwhackers. They were brilliant. They were a great tag team at the time. So I'm going to say the Bushwhackers. Favourite part of doing YouTube? For me, it's a hobby. It gives me more and more reasons for my pop collection. I also, I like to put, if I can show a little bit of entertainment, to you guys out there, that brings something, a warmth to my heart as such, knowing that there are people out there that enjoy what I discuss and what I've got to bring to the table. I also have a second YouTube channel, which is more about my travels. I love traveling. I've been so many great places around the world, and I've got that channel as well. If anyone is interested in watching the videos that I've got on there, just leave a comment and I will I'll let you know what the name of the channel is. So that's that. So least favourite pop. I am gonna go with That one. I hate bloody Rick and Morty. It's the most crappiest thing I've ever seen on the telly. So I got that out of a mystery box. So that is up for sale or trade. I absolutely hate Rick and Morty. It's close. In fact, there is something I hate more than that, and that's bloody Fortnite Pops. So between them, that's pretty much my least favourite pop. I'm going to do one more question for this part. I'm going to break it into two, just purely because there's still quite a lot of questions, and I can see that this is nearly a 25-minute video already. So I don't want to just be waffling on to you guys for half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour. So it's probably easier just for me to break this up into two videos. So for the last question for the time being, so this is also from Lord Deacon. So most down-to-earth celeb you've met. So really, obviously, I've answered that already. As I say, Danny Glover. Oh, I didn't tell you who the other one was. The other one was Robert England. I always go to conventions with my sister, my little sister. She loves it. And we always go together. And she had got a diamond pass for Robert England. So that's something that showmasters do for London Film and Comic Con and all that, where you can get a photo shoot, an autograph, and a few other things, and it's all quite good. But she had taken her Freddy Krueger pop to get signed, and she was standing in queue. She was so nervous to meet him. He is like her hero. And I'd sort of joined the queue after a photo shoot that I'd had. So I joined the queue with her, and we were chatting to him, and he was telling us about obviously the Funko documentary that they did on how Funko got made and all that. It was fantastic. And I can see the reason why he doesn't get many autographs signed, because he stood there for about 15 minutes with the pair of us just chatting, you know, about, are we enjoying the convention? You know, or telling us about obviously the documentary. Who else were we going to meet that day? My sister was just absolutely dumbstruck and just started talking to him about, you know, the process of putting on his makeup for Freddy Krueger and all that sort of thing. So he's probably, you know, the celebrity that I've spent the most amount of time with, and it wasn't even for me. Yes, I've had my photo taken with him. And the next opportunity I get, I will get a pop signed, you know, by him, just, you know, to obviously to add to my collection. So that's it for this video. Thanks guys already who have already submitted questions. I will obviously record this and get it out sort of over the weekend. So it's now Wednesday, so I shall have it probably done for Sunday and get that all out, because there are a few things I need to put into the video and all that sort of thing as well. I will obviously record the second part of the video very soon. I may be wearing different clothes because I might be doing it on a different day, but we'll get that out. Hopefully, obviously we can do that, and I'll add the giveaway on the end of that video. Thank you very much again for spending the next the half an hour that I've been waffling on with you guys. I really appreciate it. You're all fantastic, and I really appreciate the questions. It's because of you guys that I do this, so you know, I'm eternally grateful. So thank you very much for that. Stay safe. I know obviously COVID restrictions in the UK have now been lifted, but please stay safe, and until next time, thank you again for watching, and Wayno out.